Welcome dear participants, and here we are with our analysis on All India Mock Placement Test 2020, that is AIMPT 2020, which was held on 28th June in 3 slots. So first of all, let's talk about the registration highlights. The message that we got and the support received from all the fraternities, let it be the training and placement officials, let it be the training and placement coordinators or the students or the senior management. The support was enormous. And we got positive responses from IITs, NITs, triple IITs, and all the top-notch colleges across India. Now, the key point was we were able to touch mostly all the states of India. Only state I could think of, one would be Goa and another would be Arunachal Pradesh, where we were not having any student appearing in the test. Otherwise, we were there in all the nooks of India. That is a proud moment for WE and also to our students, because it is for students whom we are existing. So let's have the total registrations received. It was 5,002. We have only counted the unique registrations as there were many duplicate entries from some students. They had filled form twice or thrice. Very key point was enthusiasm and excitement in candidates for the test, and that was a proud moment for all of us at WE. You all must be waiting for this. How did the statistics look like for this test? So total IDs generated are 4961. So there is a gap of around 40 plus. So there were some issues where the email IDs were not working. So this was a primary issue that was there. The email IDs weren't working. So around 40 odd email IDs were not working. And that's why we had generated at around 41 IDs less than the total number of registrations received. So total IDs generated was 4961. And the students who appeared in that test was 2322. So the turnout ratio was 46.81. We were expecting it to be more, but I think due to very stringent timelines that we had, that we didn't allow any student to change their slot, because this was a mock placement test. And my dear friends, when we have TCS National Qualified Test or Wipro National Talent Hunt exam, they also don't postpone, they also never postpone your test timelines, and that's why we wanted you to have a practice of the same, and that's why we didn't postpone anyone's exam and we didn't entertain the request. So sorry on this, but that was the practice that we wanted you all to have. Now let's see the breakup of the candidates who appeared in the test. So those 2322 candidates who appeared in the test, how did they look like? So 78% approximately, slightly above that, were able to complete the test. That means there were three categories, dear friends, when a test was conducted. First, students who were able to complete the test in 90 minutes without any hiccups. So they followed the instructions, they were obedient, and they could manage it. Then there were some students who left their exam unfinished. So they didn't bother about closing or submitting the exam. So the application took the last time the application was refreshed as the submitted time, and the score was calculated. There was a hopping 16%, which is critical, where the exam got terminated. We had been laying the emphasis, friends, a lot of times during our pre-exam communications that students need to be cautious about notifications, about other instructions, so that the exam won't be terminated in the final slot. But even then, the exam was terminated for around 16% people. This was a critical factor that was there. Around 5.73% left it unfinished. So this is the overall picture of the AIMPT 2020 execution, people who gave the exam. Now, important point is some people were complaining about the termination ratio, but my dear friends, 78% and above were able to complete it. So they were able to follow. So there was something which went wrong. And as we talk in always the principle of soft skills, we should think how we can improve. So let's be more cautious and more careful, my dear friends, in the next time. Thanks a lot for your support. Let's go to the next one. Now, how did these 2, 3, 2, 2 students fare in various slots? So we had divided the whole bunch of 5,000 students in 3 slots so that we can have a seamless examination platform. So our portal could perform well, and I think we should be proud of that, that the portal never broke down. So we had divided it into 3 slots. These were the 3 slots. Slot 1 was for CS Group 1, slot 2 was for Civil and Triple E, slot 3 was for Mechanical and CS Group 2. And then this is the individual area-wise ratio in terms of terminated, left unfinished, and completed. So this gives you a fair background of how the exam was conducted. These were the 3 slots. I think you all are waiting when I would come to the issues that you all observed, and that's where WA believes in transparency. We would answer all your questions and we will take it on us and we will be in forefront to answer all the issues. So let's address these issues. The first one was exam termination. So we are taking the issue that you all talked about a lot. So approximately 16% of the candidates got terminated due to unusual behavior. Now we had given the terms and conditions, we have shared with you all the instructions, but even then some of the students didn't follow them. When we had a conversation with them, they told that they were pressing Control C, they were going to other pages, they were rotating their mobile. These were clear no from our side, but students were even then trying this. And then after a couple of warnings, it got closed. There was one point, I think, which even WAE takes it, as we will test it again in our lab, that some people said that without warning, their application got terminated, which in testing conditions have never been found. But we will again take it up on us. Also, this was very important for us to keep this condition on unusual behavior. Otherwise, how would we control? All the students would be then doing Control C, Control V, or they would be going to the other websites and copying it. And my dear friend, WA was successful in the sense none of the candidates could secure the marks in certain range. That shows the copy paste, and also the quality of the content of the questions was so deep that it was not possible to be copied as well, and also the conditions were well, and I think above all our students' integrity. So students who appeared in the exam were really following ethical and they had a high integrity. So we should applaud for the students, they had a very high integrity as well. Issue 2, credentials not received for the test. There was some problem that credentials were not received. So it was mainly due to the 2 reasons. First is some students had duplicate IDs, so there was a failure in the portal end. Second, the issue was the mail went to spam folder, students couldn't retrieve it. The last but not the least, students did a mistake. They shared the message that the helpline of WA is available for everyone. So they shared this message of not receiving the IDs to even the people who didn't register. And WAE was bombarded by a lot of requests from the students who even didn't register for the test. So we were contacted by the people who were even not registered, who hadn't registered for the test. So that was very important exam termination issue. So you can also note that in your campuses, when the companies come, they have invigilators along with the online test. Here there was no invigilator. So WAE had to put some mechanism, some checks and balances. And these checks and balances, here was this condition that we put on unusual behavior. Another very important point, when would we get the results of AIMPT? By 6 p.m. on 4th July, you would be receiving your scorecard. All of you would receive your individual scorecard, all 2322 people. On 5th July, what would happen? On 5th July, there would be a session on paper analysis and campus placement cracking by Mukesh Vyas, co-founder WAE and national placement expert. And that would focus upon how this paper could have been dealt, what was the pattern, how can you correlate this with the campus placement patterns that are there in Indian companies or the companies that visit your campus. And this is an open webinar, no registration is required. We would just be updating the link on our website. So you only need to visit the website wa.co.in and you would be able to see at 2 p.m. on 5th July. So you all are welcome for that. What is the way forward for placement? So WAE is now all geared up for providing you solutions on campus placements in all these 6 areas, which are there on your screen. So we are there with you for customized training in all these 6 areas. Thank you. Looking forward to meet you all soon on 5th of July, 2 p.m. Thank you.